Hi, my name is Christy Wise, and today we're going to learn how to evaluate a student teacher in Taskstream. So first you need to go to Taskstream, go to www.taskstream.com and log in using your username and password. If you have forgotten your username or password, you can always click on to forgot login, and they will send you by email a link in which you can reset your password. George Fox does not have passwords on hand for our cooperating teachers or our university supervisors. That is your private personal account, and so you will need to retrieve that from Taskstream. Once you've logged in, you will be on your home page, and it will look a little different than my home page. But you will have a list of programs, either icons with names or a list of programs. Make sure that you are first of all on the correct tab to be an evaluator, because you will be evaluating the student, and then you can find out from your student or from the university supervisor the name of the program that they are in. And I recommend that you write that name down on a piece of paper so that you remember it when it comes time to do evaluations. So once you choose the program in which the student is enrolled that you're going to evaluate, then you have two options for how to search for them. You can search by the student's name by filling it in, and search by individual, in which it comes up as the selected author. Undergraduate Teacher Education Manager is our sample student right now, and it is there at the top, so you know you're in the right place. If you do not find it, you might have misspelled it, or it may be written in a different way or signed into Taskstream a different way. So you can select by group and find your student's name on the list. I'm going to select all enrolled authors so that I can choose one. And here is my student. My student is the manager of the Undergraduate Teacher Education Program. Once you have your student listed, you can look across the top, and for visibility you may not have all of the things that I have on my account here, but you will be looking across for their student teaching evaluation areas. So we are in a part-time student teaching DRF right now program, and right here we have the CT final evaluation or the university supervisor final evaluation. So based on whether you are the CT or the university supervisor, you would choose the correct one and enter into the evaluation. First time you enter in, you can go to evaluate and score work. I'm going to evaluate and score work a little ways and save my draft. I'm going to exit out as if I was going to do something else, and then I'm going to come back in so you can see how to do this in pieces. So here is the evaluation worksheet, and you fill in the demographics first, and you may save draft at any time, or you may do a few at a time. Fill in all of the demographic information first. Then you will proceed down, skip over part A to start with, and go straight to part B, which is the indicators for each of the 10 standards that we have. You'll notice that there's a comment for each indicator. For instance, this is Standard 1, the first indicator, demonstrates an understanding of how children adolescents learn and develop. So if you have comments on that particular indicator, you may put them in. For example, you may give an example of when a student demonstrated this, a student teacher demonstrated this in the classroom. You will also give them a score. Remember that 0 is does not meet standard. 1 is developing proficiency towards standard. 2 is proficient relative to standard. And 3 is exceeds the standard. And those are there on every indicator to remind you of what they are. Choose the number of score and move on to the next indicator. You'll notice that this is 1.2, the second indicator, but it's also the last indicator under the first standard. So if you have general comments about that standard, please put those in this section of the comment box for the last indicator in each standard. You can make general comments there. So you would continue on evaluating using the specific indicators and making specific comments all the way down through number 10. When you have completed all of those, and all of them will require that a score is filled in, when you have completed all of those, and you get down to the bottom of 10, which is 10.3, that's the last indicator, you need to scroll back up and then finish part A, which is the part where you are evaluating based on the standards themselves. These are the general, the standard, the whole standard, rather than the specific indicators. You do have to make a decision on these as well as each of the indicators. Notice that the columns are numbered 1 through 4. The scale is still the same as it is on the indicators. The first column indicates a score of 0, but it's numbered 1 because it's the first column. So does not meet standard, you mark in the first column, and that is a score of 0. Column 2 is developing proficiency. Column 3 is proficient relative to standard, and column 4 is exceeds the standard. So once you have done this, you save your draft. If you stop anywhere, for instance, I have not filled this out completely, so I'm saving my draft, and I'm going to exit out. And when I come back, I can resume the evaluation if I have not closed up Taskstream. But if I were to exit out of Taskstream, I would come back in I would choose again find the same student, choose the program, find the same student, continue, will take me back over to where I was evaluating, and there should be a little clock in the column. You'll see the little clock here. I am the only one who can get back in here. You will be the only one who can get back and finish that evaluation. If someone else needs to get into it, you will have to cancel the evaluation for them. But we're going to go back in and finish the evaluation, and you'll notice the green button now says resume evaluation. And you can finish it up. Once you have finished, you're going to submit it. So we'll go down here and see the choices. You will determine whether the student meets or does not meet the requirement, and in this case they do not meet. And then you would record as final but release evaluation to the author later. That gives our office a chance to check over things. So You fill in this bubble, and then you submit the evaluation. Now it will tell me that I have not completed this evaluation, just like if you have left something out, you'll have to go back and finish it. So one or more of the scores was not entered. So I would go back and fill in those scores, and then I could submit it, and I would be done. So when you have finished evaluating your student, go get yourself a cup of coffee and have a nice day.